welcome to another episode of Trash Talk. I'm Lisa Beyer, I'm the Executive Director of CAT TV, and I'm here with Paula Camperman, who is the Outreach Coordinator for the Bennington County...
Program Manager
for the Bennington County Solid Waste Alliance. And today we had a willing volunteer who was willing to let us go through all of their recycling so that we can sort it and see what's actually recyclable, what shouldn't be recycled, and what could possibly be recycled through a different program.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So we can talk about all of Vermont's special recycling programs, as well as just how to prepare some of the materials for recycling properly in your curbside collection or at the transfer station.
So we've got our gloves, we've got our bin of recycling, and we're gonna get sorting and see what we discover. So.
All right, take it away, here we go.
All right.
And sorting, what we'll do is we'll sort the materials that are recyclable in one pile, materials that aren't recyclable in another pile, and materials that are recyclable perhaps, but not in the same stream going back to either the transfer station or picked up by your hauler. So that's what we're going to try to do. And then we'll talk about why things may or may not be recyclable.
Now this is a box filled with stuff.
Yeah,
what?
To take that out.
We need to take this out?
Because that is cardboard. This is paper. So,
okay.
They're not the same material under which they would be sorted at the MRF. So what you want to do is we'll just collect the little pieces of paper aside like they have here.
Yeah.
And see if we can find a larger like manila envelope to put them in.
So we have sorted that big pile, and it went really, really fast. I'm surprised. But now we're going to talk about some of the issues that we found, right?
Yes.
Some of the learning opportunities, I think we should call it.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely. Some of the materials we collected today are not recyclable, and that's what I'll cover here first, and for what reasons we know, okay? Commonly seen nowadays are these pouches. They may say they have recycling arrows on them. In this case, this is a number 7, but number 7, there is no recycling available in Vermont for number 7. Currently, there are only markets for number 1, 2, and 5. So 3, 4, 6, and 7 really should be landfilled. You can put it in your recycling, but they're just going to pull it out and take it over the state line and incinerate it. They have the right to landfill it, the haulers do, because they're only required to keep 1 and 2s out of landfill. So save yourself the hassle, just throw it in the waste bin. Same thing on some of these other plastics. They might look like water bottles, but if you feel them, they have kind of a sharper feel to them. These are all number 6, sort of the same kind of thing. There is no market for number 6 in recycling. Some folks think because this is kind of a nice recycled paper pack that it is recyclable, and it has chasing arrows on the back of it, but you can't recycle this because it has got it would be normally compostable, but it has a resin on the inside of it to keep it from leaking. It's a barrier that helps keep the container intact when there's hot or wet liquid in there. So it is really just trash. You don't want to put it in your composting because some of these materials, unless it says BPI certified materials, which this does not, it is not compostable because it can contain forever chemicals, which do not degrade even after the most complete composting process at a commercial level. It may be compostable in a sense where it breaks down within 12 weeks or whatever the required composting time frame is, but it does not have, it contains material that is possibly bad for the environment. So do not put anything that's compostable in a composting bin unless it says BPI certified compostable. So this is trash. We have other lids that are either identified again as numbered 4 in this case. This one has no number on it whatsoever, so I won't take a chance on it. And this lid, while it is a number 3, there are ones that are black as well that might be number 2 or 1. They, however, are not recyclable because of the pitch. The color is black, and either it can't be scanned, or it is considered a contaminant to trying to color a load. So they don't want the black plastic in Vermont.
And we thought that the gray was just too close.
Well, this one, It really should go back to a brewery that has a special recycling program for that. That's going
Okay.
to be the highest and best way to recycle it.
Okay.
Because it may get broken down and just end up being too small of a piece to recycle properly in the MRF because the way it's designed.
Okay.
Unfortunately, milk cartons of any kind cannot be recycled in Vermont. There is no market, not that there isn't market, there's just not capacity to collect such a thing. Unless you are informed by your hauler. There are maybe 1 or 2 haulers, I don't know who, but we've tried to survey the entire state. We don't know of any haulers at this point that collect these. They would have to take them to a program over state lines.
So is this because they're coated?
It's a number of things. It's multi-compositional because it's a plastic spout.
Okay.
Some of them also, depending on what they're containing for the liquid, has a aluminum liner or a mylar liner of some kind, or plastic. So yes, sometimes it's because they're coated. Sometimes it's just they can't break down the components to get it to a recyclable feedstock that they can use.
Okay.
Okay. Pumps, I would just stay clear and keep them out of recycling because right here I can see a silver metal spring inside of it. So it's multi-compositional. We don't know what it is made of, and it could be a couple different types of plastic plus the metal spring. It's not something they can just put on somewhere and sell as feedstock. So this is a piece of foam that was in a box of something else holding a product at one point, and it's just trash. Another thing, this is plastic, and it says on here it is 100% recycled. This is interesting. It says 100% recycled handle, so it's not even referring to.
Oh,
the
it's not
container.
even.
Yeah. So,
We think it was a
Trash.
toothbrush.
yeah, this is a bit of greenwashing here. They talk about how wonderful the
The product is.
product is, but it's in something that.
The packaging is not recyclable.
Yeah, well, we can't determine that it is.
Yeah.
And then the top is so tiny you couldn't recycle it, so it is all trash. Okay, same thing with caps. You got assorted caps. If they're not attached to the bottle that they came on, like these, do not put them in recycling if they're under the 2-inch threshold. They're gonna be 2 inches across,
Yeah.
2 directions to recycle. So I have some other items here that I kind of added because they didn't appear in this sort session, but I think they're important because they do appear in a lot of household material where we set it up for recycling. So quite often you'll see these Crinkle Bags, and they have a number 5. So number 5 is recyclable, but not when it's this flexible. It's actually trash. So you don't put it in the recycling bin. This stuff is considered a contaminant because it jams up the machinery. Any kind of loose, flexible plastic doesn't hold up well to getting bound into bales. It just turns into a mess. So same thing with these other plastic bags that may on the box say they're low density polyethylene. These actually are recyclable, but at your grocery store with the rest of your plastic bags that you collect as a separate stream, along with
So like these.
this recyclable material. You have to be careful. These green bags are getting kind of spooky because they this says made with recycled material, and it says number 2 on it, which can be included in your bag of bags that goes back to the trash or the grocery store. There are also green bags, though, that are actually compostable, that are made of material that goes with your composting to the transfer station or to your hauling for pickup, that break down, that are BPI certified. Those do not get included in your bag of bags that go back to the grocery store.
Okay.
Same thing with bubble wrap.
That would go.
Yep. And this padded blue and white mailer, these are appearing everywhere, and they actually are part of the plastic bag recycling program back at the grocery store, such as Shaw's, Price Chopper, Hannaford, Whole Foods, Kohl's, and Tops, and Walmart all are participating in a program that takes all the material and they backhaul it through their warehouses to Trex Corporation that turns it into decking material. Same thing with this bag here, which is a cereal box liner. You see these everywhere, of course, in our households.
Sure.
So this is something that'll go back with the bag of bags to the grocery store.
All right.
An exception here, this is a paper bag, and it actually can be composted or put in recycling because it's actually all paper. Even the little dots on the inside are a pulp. So that can actually be put in recycling. And a common thing, especially around the holidays, is gift wrap. If we could use less of it, that'd be even better. But, I am guilty as charged. This is actually gift wrap I use to wrap a gift, but it's probably 15 years old because I don't use it very often, and I had a hard to wrap size. So this is uncoated in the sense of it doesn't have any mylar or glitter or anything. It feels like a magazine page, so it is something that can be recycled with paper recycling.
Okay.
A takeout container, very commonly used here in areas around us, is something that is actually, one half of it can be recycled because it's a number 5. The other half of it can't be recycled because of its pitch and it's just too dark. So just tear it apart and put the clear one in your recycling bin.
All right.
Sometimes you'll get some components of packing material that look like they could be recyclable, but if it doesn't have the number of plastic on it, you don't want to put it in the recycling bin. Just assume it is trash. Even though this feels really like a number 1, but I won't assume anything.
Okay.
Again, lots of pouches, not something that goes in recycling bin. It's trash. Same thing with padded envelopes. These are lovely things I just hang on to as long as possible and slap new labels when I'm shipping them. But they are lined with plastic bubble wrap, so they can't be recycled.
So that would be trash?
Yes, it would be trash. Often you have chopsticks left over from takeout. These are compostable, or they go in the trash. You don't put them in recycling. Oops, sorry.
And we have a dish towel.
A textile. Textiles are something that end up in trash, but really we try to get people to understand that even if they got holes in them and are tired looking like this one is, because I've used it to wash windows repeatedly, it is something that can be sent to the textile boxes that are dotting around the county. That, they take them because even if they can't be reused in the original form, they can be shredded up and used for seat upholstery, for cars, all manner of things, rags, that sort of thing. So we ask people to try not to throw any textiles, shoes, accessories, and clothing in any kind of bedding, that sort of thing. Batteries, that's something that people tend to think, oh, it's single use, I can't use it again, I'll throw it in the trash. Well, this is something that we want to make sure everyone knows goes back to your transfer station or to areas that stores that collect the materials, such as RK Miles, Easy Way Rental here in Bennington, Miles Lumber and Aubuchon, and transfer stations throughout the county carry it. So
now we did have this Gatorade.
Yeah. Somebody should go just a little further in cleaning it out. So.
And then it could go.
Yeah, a rinse, just a gentle rinse, so we have it clean. If it's not perfectly dry, that's okay, because they get wet stuff from events, so that's understandable. All right. And the other thing behind you there.
These.
No public shaming here. This is just a collection of rather yellowed index cards. Maybe not for public presentation, but they still have use. They have use on both sides because they're blank. So I would suggest, swap with somebody, give them to somebody, take them to a school if you have a bunch of them, or to other potentially like a food pantry that may need them for organized.
So I think we have a couple other things over here. You want to head over here?
Yeah, let's head over here. Just a couple other things we sorted that are recyclable, but just as I mentioned before, need a little, like these little cat cans. They should be cleaned out more. There's all sorts of food adhered on the inside, and as I picked it up, flies left. So that's a good reason.
So that's cleaning, but not using a ton of water to do it.
Yeah, you can just swish your hand through there and wipe it out. Yeah. Again, this is bottles that she has 3 of that show you good examples of completely recyclable bottles, but their labels are not because they've been heat shrinked onto the bottle itself. So you're going to want to cut this with just a pair of scissors or a knife, and then that way you'll get the material off that doesn't, because this is like a number 7 and it's not recyclable.
Okay.
And we had this out for some reason.
I don't know. I think that one got mixed up.
Oh, okay. All right.
So these the label needs to be cut off. And on this one, would you take the top off?
Yeah, unless it's, I don't even, there's no, it says number 6. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with the label. The top could be 5, but you got to measure it. Is it 2 inches 2 directions? Because that's the minimum size of a cap.
Okay.
That should probably get thrown in the trash unless you can crush several of them into a can.
Right.
A larger can, we ask people to take the lids and stick the can lids that you've taken off into the can and then crimp it over so they don't. What we have coming up is actually October 8th. We're doing in partnership with the Manchester Community Library a similar thing, Recycling 101, which talks about recycling. We invite the public to come in and pose their questions to us about their recycling challenges and also anything they're not quite sure about. That is October 8th at 11 a.m. at the Manchester Community Library. We'll start sending out promotions about that in a couple of weeks. We encourage you folks to contact us if you have any concerns or questions about your solid waste management. You can reach us at our website. Our emails are all over it. And we look forward to talking to you soon. And thank you very much for visiting with us.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.